In the annals of automotive history, few tales burn as brightly as the epic clash between two titans of industry, Henry Ford II and Enzo Ferrari. This is not merely a story of machines and metal, but a saga of pride, passion, and the relentless pursuit of glory. It's a tale that would reshape the landscape of motorsport forever, pitting American industrial might against Italian racing artistry. The year was 1963, and the world of high-performance automobiles stood at a crossroads. In Dearborn, Michigan, the Ford Motor Company reigned supreme, a colossus of mass production that had put the world on wheels. Across the Atlantic, in the small Italian town of Maranello, Ferrari crafted automotive works of art, dominating the world's most prestigious races with unparalleled skill and style. Henry Ford, too, grandson of the legendary Henry Ford, saw an opportunity. Ferrari, despite its racing pedigree, was struggling financially. Ford envisioned a merger that would catapult his company into the realm of exotic sports cars and European racing. But Enzo Ferrari, the proud and passionate Il Commendatore, had other ideas. What transpired next would ignite a rivalry for the ages. As negotiations reached their final stages, Enzo Ferrari abruptly pulled out of the deal. But it wasn't just a refusal. It was a calculated insult that struck at the very heart of Ford's pride. Ferrari, in no uncertain terms, belittled the American company's racing ambitions and questioned the very legacy of the Ford name. The boardrooms of Dearborn fell silent as Henry Ford to absorb the blow, his face flushed with anger, eyes narrowing with determination. In that moment, a business deal transformed into a personal vendetta. Ford's response was as simple as it was audacious. "Go to Le Mans," he commanded his team, and beat Ferrari's ass. With those words, Ford unleashed the full might of American industry on a singular goal. A blank check was signed, and the best minds in engineering were assembled. Carroll Shelby, the Texan racing legend turned car builder, was brought in to lead the charge. At his side stood Ken Miles, a brilliant driver and engineer, with a reputation for pushing machines to their absolute limits. Their task was monumental. Create a car capable of dethroning Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the most grueling endurance race in the world. From this crucible of competition and determination, the Ford GT40 was born. A sleek, low-slung beast of a machine, it embodied the raw power and innovation of American engineering. As Ford's army of engineers and mechanics worked tirelessly in Michigan, across the ocean, the Artisans of Maranello were not idle. Ferrari wasn't just a car company, it was a temple to speed, with Enzo Ferrari as its high priest. In their workshops, skilled hands lovingly crafted machines like the Ferrari 330 P3, a car that seemed more sculpture than automobile. For Ferrari, racing wasn't just a sport, it was an art form, a way of life. Each car that left Maranello carried with it the passion and pride of its creators. They were the reigning champions of Le Mans, having dominated the race for 6 consecutive years. In the eyes of many, Ferrari's reign seemed unassailable. The stage was set for a showdown that would captivate the world. As June 1966 dawned, an armada of Ford GT40s descended upon the small French town of Le Mans. The air thrummed with anticipation as the sleek American challengers lined up against Ferrari's proven champions. When the flag dropped, the battle was joined. For 24 grueling hours, man and machine were pushed to their absolute limits. The thunderous roar of Ford's mighty V8 engines echoed through the French countryside, a stark contrast to the high-pitched scream of Ferrari's V12s. The race was a crucible of endurance, strategy, and sheer will. As night fell, cars faltered and drivers pushed themselves beyond exhaustion. The lead changed hands multiple times, with both Ford and Ferrari suffering setbacks and triumphs. As dawn broke on the second day, the unthinkable became reality. Not one, but 3 Ford GT40s thundered towards the finish line in formation. The sight of these American machines crossing the line in a historic 1-2-3 finish sent shockwaves through the racing world. Yet even in victory, controversy lurked. Ken Miles, who had led much of the race, was denied the top spot on the podium due to a questionable decision by Ford's management. They had orchestrated a photo finish that robbed Miles of his rightful place in history. Nevertheless, the impact of Ford's triumph was seismic. Ferrari's reign at Le Mans was ended, and the GT40 was instantly cemented as an immortal American icon. The victory proved that industrial might, when focused with laser-like precision, could indeed defeat racing artistry. The repercussions of this titanic clash would echo through automotive history for decades to come. Ford would go on to dominate Le Mans for the next 3 years, while Ferrari withdrew from prototype racing to focus on Formula One. But beyond the trophies and accolades, the true legacy of the Ford-Ferrari war was in how it reshaped the automotive landscape. It pushed the boundaries of engineering, inspired a generation of car enthusiasts, and showed the world what was possible when passion and determination were given free rein. The story of Ford versus Ferrari is more than just a tale of 2 companies or 2 men. It's a testament to the human spirit, to the power of rivalry, to drive innovation, and to the enduring allure of speed and competition. As we look back on those fateful days in 1966, we're reminded that the greatest victories are often born from the ashes of defeat and insult. Henry Ford, II, and Enzo Ferrari, though bitter rivals, were cut from the same cloth. Visionaries who understood that automobiles were more than mere transportation. They were dreams made real, forged in steel, and driven by the indomitable will to win. The echoes of their epic battle can still be heard today, in the roar of engines on racetracks around the world, and in the hearts of those who understand that sometimes the greatest achievements come not from cooperation, but from conflict. The war between Ford and Ferrari may have ended, but its legacy races on, as immortal as the legends who fought it.